So this is just going to be a short video going over some of the dragons in Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Each of the dragons have their very own pathing, which goes above ground and through the depths. So for the first thing, the best way to get on one of the dragons is to find where it goes to the depths, and then jump on it while it's descending. If you're new to it, it might take you a couple tries, but just try and get as close to the dragon as possible, and eventually you will be able to climb it. Each dragon also has an updraft, which means that if you fall off, you can use your glider and it should take you back up to the top of the dragon. So you don't really have that big of a chance to fall off and die, or fall off and just completely miss your chance to get the dragon. Now, one of the best things about each dragon is that they give you elemental shards. So if you go up to the spikes on their back, usually there should be shards sitting right next to them. You can fuse these to your weapons to help give you elemental damage. Now, they're not the most powerful, but elemental damage does help when it comes to fighting enemies. 3 of the 4 dragons are elemental, and the last dragon I'll be talking about is going to be at the end of the video because it has mild spoilers. The first dragon I'll be talking about is Dinral. This one's element is fire. So honestly, landing on this one is a bit of a challenge because it does do fire damage over time, so you will want armor that can mitigate that. And also, while I say this, each dragon does shoot its element out of its mouth at you when you're on it, so just watch out for that. The next dragon is Farosh, which is the electric dragon. This is one of my personal favorites, but if you get too close to this dragon, make sure you have weapons on you that don't conduct electricity, because you will get struck by lightning and you will die. Trust me, this is from personal experience. The third dragon is Nidra. That's how I pronounce it. Not too sure if it's right, but that's how I'm gonna go with it. And Nidra is the ice dragon. So this one obviously gives you the element ice, but also when you get close to it, it will freeze you, so you do want some armor that can help with freezing, which shouldn't be too difficult to get. And just like the other dragons, this one does shoot ice attacks at you. Lastly, we have the light dragon, which I'm not going to explain right now. I'll save that for the end of the video. But like I said before in the video, the best time to get on one of the dragons is when they're descending to the depths. And what you want to do is you want to get on one of the spikes and get into that climbing position. You won't lose stamina if you just stay there, and also you won't fall off no matter what the dragon does. So that is a good place to stay if the dragon is ascending or descending. On the spikes of all the dragons, they have elemental shards. So what you want to do is when you get on a dragon, just run up and down the body looking for those shards. Usually you get about 6 to 10 of them. I'm not sure the exact amount, it can vary upon each time. But once you land on the dragon, you also have a chance to get special items. So if you attack the horns or the claws, or just the overall body of this dragon, you can either get a dragon horn, dragon claw, or dragon scale. These items vary in damage and also give off the same elemental effect. Plus, the horns do sell for a pretty good price. But you'll notice that after you get one of them, it seems like you can't get any more. That's because there's a 5-minute timer after you do this. So what you want to do is you kind of just want to sit there, hopefully not fall off the dragon, but like I said, if you stand on one of those spikes, you shouldn't fall off, and just wait 5 minutes. Once you come back, all of the spikes on it should be glowing again, and that is your indication that you can get more parts. And now, I'm gonna go over the light dragon. So with the light dragon, it never actually descends into the depths. It stays above the world at all times. And it's pretty high up too, so you're gonna need to be able to get to one of the sky islands, preferably one that's very high in the air. I managed to get to the dragon from the beginning sky island. It was a little difficult, but with the updraft that the dragons give you, I was able to get onto the dragon. Now, the reason I talk about this dragon last is because it has a pretty big spoiler. On the head of the dragon is the Master Sword. So you might be wondering, why is the Master Sword there? Well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let you guys figure that out for yourself. Please don't say it in the comments. I don't want anyone to be spoiled on this game, so let's all just be reasonable here. But what's interesting about the items you get from the light dragon is when you fuse them to an item and you do damage, you get healed from it. So the light dragon's effect is healing, This is really helpful, especially if you don't have much food on you. It can really get you out of a tight situation, although it's not going to heal you that much, and also it doesn't do too much damage. So my recommendation is putting it on a decent damage weapon, and usually a longsword or a claymore, something that after 2 to 3 attacks, it will knock the enemy back, so that in that case, you won't be getting any extra damage taken. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and I hope it gave you some good information. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, or subscribe if you like any of my videos. This is Let's Go 115 signing out. Peace.